We are just waiting for the lobby to get going, waiting for the drivers to ready up. I am your host, Fallen Monkeys, taking over for Carter this week for the Tier 2 race. And yeah, like I said, we're just about ready to get started. I'm really excited for this race, as I always am, and I hope everyone at home is watching is excited too. Solid grid today, 17 drivers this time around here for what I believe is the 8th track on the home. As we're just loading into the lobby now. Luckily for us here in the world of online racing, we do not have to worry about what's going on in the real world. And yes, it's actually the 9th race here on the calendar. So getting close to the end, a little bit past halfway here in the championship for Tier 2. And I'm very excited to get started on this race. We had a very exciting real-life German Grand Prix last year with the rain that came on race day. I don't have to talk too much about that. I'm sure everyone's heard about how that's gone as of now. But that said, here at the German Grand Prix in ISRL Tier 2, we do have dynamic weather on. So we will see if the rain plays a factor. Looks to be a little bit cloudy as we just open in, so we might see some rain. Dynamic weather normally, especially in these online races, has a tendency to play at least a bit of a factor. From what I've noticed in my experience with the online races, as we're just waiting for the drivers to get onto the track and start their short qualifying. 18 minutes, or well, 17 and a half now, drivers getting the last little bit of their setups done. Hearing the engines roar, we're going to have some drivers coming out very shortly. At 17 drivers on the grid, so just about a full grid today. As I see a Ferrari about to come out. Oh, well, we're right on board Lorenzo Scarfo, at least for now, as he's going to come out on his outlap. It looks like he just got beaten out by a Williams there. Should get all the good now, just so I don't forget to do that later. Let's put on the full track map. Yeah, it's qualifying. We'll put the lap data on. Telemetry, of course. Everybody loves that. And, yeah, let's put the fitted tires. At least for now. We'll play around with that as the race goes on. Fastest lap, of course, is the gap. We'll ride on board. Looks like Lorenzo's actually letting drivers go by. I want to see who's the first driver on track. Looks like it's going to be that Williams. That's, yeah, that's Mushroom. First to go out. First to go and potentially set a lap. He's on the medium tires from what I can see, so not the slowest tire, not the fastest tire, but it's a good tire. Maybe he's going to run 2 laps with it just to get used to it, sort of gauge how it's feeling. I mean, you know, you practice all week, test out the tires, but once you actually arrive at racetrack, race time, that's when, you know, everything can change. You never know. And hopefully the drivers have checked the weather before the race. Oh, and it looks like he's, well, hopefully that doesn't invalidate his flying lap. I do see the red there. We'll see as he crosses the line what happens with ISRL Mushroom. Nope, it looks like it's a good lap. We'll ride on board with him since he's most likely going to be the first one to go across. Well, as I say that, lap time gets invalidated, so I'll jump back to Lorenzo Scarfo as he invalidates his lap time on that first turn as well. So it looks like early on we're about to see that first turn, as we can see there, is a very tricky one, at least here in qualifying. I see there's a Red Bull coming around, if I can go the right way. Oh, who is that into the wall? That's Scully, who runs into the wall, it looks like, on his outlap. As Alex actually retires from qualifying. Wonder what happened to him. Looks like he got caught in that turn 1 as well. So Scully running into some wing damage. Alex caught on that turn 1. Like I mentioned, very, very dangerous that turn 1 is. The Scarlo here. Oh, and he loses it. Right as we go in the onboard, he loses it in the turn 1 as well on those hard tires. Holy moly, what is going on with this turn 1? Thinking somebody ate a banana peel, left it there, I don't know, but that is absolutely crazy. Turn 1 already taking a few victims, and to be honest, it normally looks like a very not so threatening turn. When you initially look at it, it's just a little right-hander, not much to it, but seems to be proving a little difficult for the drivers today. Who knows, maybe that dynamic weather, could be some weird wind going on. I don't know, a bit of rain on the track. But about 14.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Still awaiting our first driver to put up a timed lap. But we'll see if... oh, well, now that I say that, Spoon comes across the line. He's the first person to put on a lap, and that's a pretty decent one at that. 112.5 for Spoon in that McLaren. Tommy comes around with a 113.2, so a little bit off Spoon. Let's actually put the gaps to the leader on here. Oh no, we'll leave the fastest lap actually. Since it's qualifying, we'll put the times up there. We'll see, US correct, crosses the line. That's a 114.4, so Spoon is still provisional pole leader out of the first 4 drivers now that have set a time as he makes his way out of the way to let that Mercedes go through. Good lap by Spoon. He is a fairly consistently fast driver in this Tier 2 race. Don't let what you see on the screen fool you. Come race time, he will be flying out there in that McLaren. Let's see, it looks like we have an Alpha about to cross the line. Is that Lorenzo? Yes, that is Lorenzo's just about to cross the line. We'll see what kind of time he can put up, and that's good enough for third. 113.6 for Lorenzo. And Vito crosses the line as well on that Ferrari. The Prancing Horse finally putting a time up there, and that's good enough for second position, a 112.9. So we're starting to see more and more drivers setting their times now. About maybe just under half the grid who set a time so far. Spoon still sitting on provisional pole with just under 13 minutes to go. Looks like I'm just getting potentially the updated standings right now posted as well, so it might help with the commentating. I'll actually jump on to, let's take a look and see. Jump onto to Chris Can. Looks like he's just starting off his lap. Chris Can is actually the Drivers' Championship leader in that Williams car. Guess the video games are the only time we can really say that, I gotta say, but very, very fast Chris Can is, leading the charge for the drivers in Tier 2. He's coming around for his first lap on the soft tires, so we'll see what kind of time he can put up. And he looks like he's trailing behind an Alfa Romeo. We'll see. It's either Cruz or Lorenzo. Maybe, I mean, they're both out on track, so moves out of the way the Alfa does to let him through. Good call on that since he is on that flying lap. Really excited to see what kind of time he can put up on those soft tires. So this could be a true showing of what Chris Can's pace is. Comes around the last few corners now. What will it be as he crosses the line? Chris Can 85, good enough for pole position, knocking off Spoon from that pole position now. He sets a 112.247. And, well, just for good measure, immediately invalidates his next lap. But it doesn't matter. He got the pole position, at least for now. Just under 11.5 minutes to go in qualifying. But Mushroom, now that I say that, he's out for vengeance now. Sets a 111.6 on his flying lap. So very fast time by Mushroom. I guess the tires start, not the tires, the track is starting to warm up now. So we're going to start seeing even faster times in the back half of this qualifying. 12 drivers now have set a time, so most of them have. We're still awaiting on Catastrophic, UK Coxey, and Chill Mo. Looks like Chill Mo is just starting his flying lap, so I'll give him a bit of stream love here. On those medium tires, it looks like, so maybe not the truest pace we'll get from Chill Mo, but Chill Mo is a very fast driver as well, from what I've seen, so I'm sure he definitely has some pace, and I'm sure he's out here looking for a very good result in this German Grand Prix. He's, I know he's had a bit of a struggle this season, not really where he wants to be standing-wise. At least I don't think so. He's currently sitting in 14th with 10 points, so definitely looking for a good showing from Chill Mo out here at the German Grand Prix to really raise those points that he can get and, you know, climb his way back up in the championship in the back half of the season. As he's coming just into Sector 3 now, the last little windy. It's a very narrow Section 3 is. We'll give you the onboard just so you can see here. Very narrow. It's really hard to make a move around these areas unless a driver makes a big mistake. But some of these drivers really, really strong. I expect them to impress us as Chilmo crosses the line just now. Let's see what kind of time he puts up, and he sets a 114.9, so that is good enough for 13th, but he was on those medium tires, so not necessarily the pace that we can truly expect from Chilmo. Probably going to dive into the pits. Still lots of time in qualifying to come out and make at least one more lap. Most of the drivers are in their pits now. We'll ride with UK Coxie as he's just finishing his flying lap. He's on the soft tires, so this might be a true viewing of UK Coxie's pace as he comes around the last corner, takes it fairly nicely, crosses the line, and that's good enough for 4th position. So right now we have the 2 Williams locking out the first row, followed by the 2 McLarens locking out the second row. Just under 9 minutes to go in qualifying, but it seems like that's the way we have things ordered up so far. And just about all the drivers have set laps, other than Catastrophic, but he's currently on his out lap. He's going on the hard tires, so that could be a strategy thing for Catastrophic, maybe testing out those hard tires. Maybe he wants to start on those hard tires. And he's in the Haas car this time around as he's coming around his out lap, and it looks like other drivers are setting their flying laps now. It looks like, or finishing up their flying laps. I'm not too sure. I wish it would say in lap if they called into the pits. I don't know how many drivers actually do call into the pits. But Catastrophic just about to start his flying lap. He's on those hard tires, so we might not see the best time from Catastrophic, but that's all right. He is on the slower tires, so anywhere that he can end up is good for him on those hard tires so far. Just under 8 minutes to go, and it looks like most of the drivers have set their times on soft tires, so we've started to see pretty much what we should expect from the pace, at least for most of these drivers. Once again, Vito, I didn't even notice, but in position now, he splits up those the 2 Williams cars. He wants a slice of that pole position. He wants a slice of that pie. Looking for a very good start. Vito actually sitting in 5th position right now in the championship. So he is, I've said this about a lot of drivers, but everybody here in this lobby extremely fast. So I think this will come down to, I like to talk a lot about strategy, at least in the Tier 1 race. And of course, well, as we watch Vito spin, maybe you saw he was on stream, got a little bit of goosebumps, but that's all right. He's already set the lap he wanted to set, at least for now. So he might be able to get it into the pits, and we'll see if he can actually get a quicker time. Maybe without that way he doesn't have to use those tires that went on the grass. But still Mushroom, Vito, Chris Can as the top 3. And we're just waiting for more drivers to set their laps and just watching qualifying pick down. So, on that note, let's ride on board with somebody. It might be not Tommy, Scully, I guess, who looks like he's on a flying lap. Let's ride on board with him as the Williams gets out of the way and almost loses it in the process from what I could see in the camera angle. But good on him for not losing it there as he crosses the line. Can he better his time? Let's see, and that's good enough for 8th position. So a good lap from Scully, and he sits just behind Tommy, his teammate. So that's a 7 and 8 so far for the Mercedes there. So I'm sure they'll be happy about that. 7 and 8, that's a good. It's a good starting point. You know, like we've already seen so far in qualifying, 2 drivers that lost it into turn 1. So come the race, as long as you set yourself up in a decent qualifying spot, you'll be good for the race, because come turn 1 anything can happen. Now let's actually try to find somebody who's completing their flying laps. It might be not Vito, Chilmo, I guess, who's about to cross the line. He's on an out lap, so he's just about to start his lap on that rich mix. So we'll see. This will show the true pace of Chilmo. He's on those soft tires. So we'll see we'll keep an eye on him, what kind of lap he can put up. Let's see, is that Lorenzo Scarfo I see about to cross the line, finishing up his next flying lap on those soft tires? Yes, it is, and that bumps him up to 7th now. A 113, nearly a 113 flat for Lorenzo Scarfo. We're expecting the Alphas, or at least I am, to be very strong in this race. I'm really expecting the Williams to have a very strong performance as well. Given that they do have the Drivers' Championship leader up here. Let's ride on board with somebody else as they're coming across. Looks like Spoon is about to set another lap. He was our initial pole sitter, held that position for quite some time before getting bumped down the 5th, so we'll see if he can improve his 112.5. in that McLaren on those soft tires. It looks like he's catching up to a Ferrari. That might be Chill Mo that he's catching up to, but it shouldn't affect too much since it looks like they're just about to come through the last few corners and cross the line. So keep an eye on the standings. Where does that bump Chill Mo? That bumps him up to 9th. Spoon actually jumps into the pits, so he didn't like the lap. He's going to try one more. Probably wise for Spoon given the amount of time, just under now 4 minutes to go in qualifying. So this is right around the time maybe where you want to, if you don't like your lap, dive into the pits, get a quick tire change and go out for your one last do or die lap, see if we can snag that better position. Here I am, I'm just jumping on board Lorenzo now. I'm going through, he's put 2 laps on those tires, so I think he's actually going to be on an in lap, so I'm not, we'll see as he comes around. A lot of these drivers have put a lot of laps on these tires from what I can see, at least the ones that are out. Yeah, he jumps into the pits. We'll see Scully actually on 3-lap old tires, so probably I'm definitely, we'll see what kind of strategy Scully has, maybe looking for an early pit stop. I'm sure the Mercedes team works very hard in figuring out the strategy. But we only have 3 minutes to go in qualifying. A lot of the drivers are into the pits. I'm seeing Cruz now coming out on an out lap. So looks like he's going to go start his do or die lap soon enough. We're right on board. We'll see what kind of time Chris can do on his flying lap. Qualifying, so not too much time left. Vito in 2nd now. Chris Can in 3rd. That rounds up the top 3. We're riding on board with Chris Can. He's just coming through the last sector. Looks like he has an Alpha behind him. But that might be Cruz that's just behind him there. But Cruz is just about ready to start his lap. So we'll see. Chris Can crossing the line after his lap. And looks like that's still good enough for 3rd. Didn't quite see if there was any improvement on his time. But looks like he's sitting in 3rd now. As some of the other drivers are starting their flying laps. There we go. Chris Can lets Cruz by. Minute 40 left in qualifying, so we're about to see the last few laps as drivers are. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I got a little warning that my connection wasn't all that great. I've got the stream open. I'm keeping an eye on it just so we don't have a repeat of Tier 1 Japan. I did work on my internet connection. I'm hoping that the changes I made fixed everything, but we're monitoring at this end to make sure that everyone... But yeah, down to the last minute of qualifying. I was riding on with Cruz here for a last little bit. We'll see what kind of times the leaders can put up now. Cruz crosses the line, and that's looks like it's still good enough for 4th position. So Cruz is sitting in provisional 4th. We still have Mushroom on his outlap, sitting on provisional pole. But Vito looks like he's in the process, at least, of his flying lap. UK Coxey actually... I guess he decides he's going to retire, not going to try that one last lap. His tires are 2 laps old, so that'll be a decent plan. Cruz retires as well. This is pretty standard come the end of qualifying when you think that's it, that's all. You'll just, you'll crash the car. Get to relax a little bit, don't have to worry about the last lap. Personally, I mean, I always like to do that last lap, any extra full laps that I can do on the... Any extra laps I can do, on the track to really get into, get into the rhythm. I'll take advantage of it, but, drivers do what drivers do. We're riding on board with Vito. We'll see Mushrooms also in his last flying lap. See, it looks like Vito actually invalidated his lap, so that's very unfortunate for him. Well, Mushroom, just as I say that, looks like he just about loses it into the wall. Luckily, this is the video game, so the car doesn't completely break like we would see, but he retires now. His lap ruined just like that. And that's right in Sector 3, so that's a tough place to lose it as he parks up. So on that note, it looks like that leaves us with just Vito just for show points, going around the lap as the last human-controlled car. His lap has been invalidated, so unfortunately this won't count in the leaderboards. It looks like, well, that said, given everybody else is finished, Mushroom is going to be starting on pole position on the race at the German Grand Prix. But anything can happen. It is dynamic weather. I mentioned that at the beginning of qualifying, but I will make a reminder for those of you that weren't quite tuned in just yet when I mentioned that. It is dynamic weather, so anything can happen. We could see some rain come the start of this race, maybe some crazy dry to wet race. We'll see. I'm excited for it, even more so with the rain, because these are always dynamic weather has a way of always bringing out rain somewhere, at least from what I've noticed. But looks like that's going to do it for qualifying as we're watching the Ferrari team move that car back into the garage. Mushroom on pole, Vito in second, and Chris Can rounds out the top three. Oh, it's got a nice little view of the Ferrari there without a tire. Looking at Chill Mo, it looks like who finished his qualifying in 12th position. So maybe not the best finish for Chill Mo, but I'm sure he's going to look to improve that in the race. But there we have it. Mushroom, Vito, Chris Can, top three. Cruz, UK Coxey, Stunik, Spoon, Sophian, Tommy, and Scully round out the top 10. Little note that Sophian sitting in 8th position on those medium tires, so he's going to be running the different strategy. So look for a strong showing from Sophian, and we'll see if his strategy can, bring success to him and the team at Red Bull Racing. Going down the order even further after the top 10, we have Lorenzo, Chilmo, Catastrophic, Uris Kakek, and it looks like I missed the rest. Sorry about that, everybody else. Forgot about the timer there, but it looks like we're ready to load into the lobby and get started with the formation lap for the race of the German Grand Prix. We've got the black screen. Drum roll, please. It looks like it's pretty clear for the race. Well, I guess the drivers are probably happy about that. I don't quite get to see what Jeff is saying or what the engineers are saying before the race in terms of the weather, but seeing those clear skies, I know the drivers are happy, probably not looking forward to the rain as much as we would be at home. But it's a long race. Anything can happen in this 50% race. There could be rain creeping in for the back half of this race, which could throw everything for a whirl. And who knows, if the rain creeps in the middle of the race, that could benefit people like drivers like Sophie and starting on the medium tires. Looks like we're about ready to start the formation lap. Let's oh, sorry about that. Had a bit of a cough. Needed to mute the mic there. Don't want to be coughing in there and deafening everybody watching from home. We're following Mushroom as he leads the pack in the formation lap. Single file everyone is as they're coming around this long straight. This straight is great for overtaking. Let me just put everything on. Lap data, no, we don't need that. Yeah, let's put that on. Want details? Well, we'll take a look at this with the formation lap. Like I mentioned, Sofiane in 8th position. Only one of the top 10 starting on the medium tires. But after the top 10, everybody else is on those medium tires. So that means two things. Either the bottom 7 have all communicated, maybe all running on the same strategy, or maybe, just maybe, we could see some rain coming. And these bottom 7 drivers out of the top 10 are using their free choice of tires to plan more accordingly for the rain. But we won't get to see that until we get on with this race. The drivers are just coming through part of the last sector now, so we are very, very near the point of starting this race. I am excited. 34 laps here at the German Grand Prix around Hockenheim. Big race for Mercedes. It is their home race, and they're riding single file, nose into each other. It's like they're doing a little something for the fans out there. It looks like starting from 9th and 10th. But I do expect a good race since it is their home race for Mercedes. But here we are, drivers are lining up on the grid. We are just about ready and waiting for those 5 lights. We have 3 lights now, going up to 4, now 5 lights, waiting, and we're off now. We have the lag. We are waiting for the race to start on stream. Waiting, still waiting. Are we off? And yes, we are off now, finally, as the drivers take away. Good start by Mushroom. Vito close behind him. It looks like the 2nd and 3rd position. Let's keep riding on board. Looks like there's a big battle. I see McLaren and an Alpha battling a little bit further behind. A Red Bull and a McLaren as well. Looks like that's Sophia, and the looks like they touched. There's a... Oh, I see... Alfa Romeo going wide there. A safety car is out. What happened here? That's Tommy all the way down. What happened to Tommy? I completely missed that on the stream. But heartbreak. He's down in 17th now, last place, and I do see some damage on that front wing. But was that what took out the safety car? Just a little bit of damage on the front wing. I'm very unfortunate that I couldn't see that on the stream. It looks like some passing going on under the safety car. Not too sure what's going on there, but surprise, surprise. Online race here. We have a safety car. Where have we seen this before? Well, seems to be a bit of a theme with these Codemasters online games. That's quite all right though. Brings in a bit of drama, but now we'll have to see how these drivers can do. Oh, and it looks like there's a car that went way wide there, from what I can see. A little bit behind. Not too sure what happened there. Maybe it's just the visual glitches. As I see, it looks like a Stunik jumps into the pits now. So here, a Stunik. It looks like everybody else is going through, but what is a Stunik going to do? It is considered a free pit stop. I don't know if pitting on lap 1 is the best idea, but he goes and puts on those hard tires, so we'll see. Maybe he's looking to take those to the end. Maybe he's going to bank on the fact that it's dry. Maybe we've got rain coming right at the end. I do see Catastrophic and Tommy as well going into the pits. Tommy getting those the medium tires on as he changes his front wing as well because he had to. Catastrophic also changing the front wing, it looks like. Oh, they get let out pretty close. Catastrophic just beats out Tommy, and he's on those hard tires. It looks like. So maybe it was Catastrophic and Tommy that got tangled up, causing that safety car to come out. But alas, lap 2, drivers are lining up behind the safety car. Hopefully, there's no more wing damage in this slow part of the race early on. But yeah, now we just have to be patient, waiting for the safety car to go in, and then we'll get to start racing again for real. Yeah, Mushroom, Vito, Chris Can, the top 3 stays the same. Mushroom had a really, really good start of the race, so he got away from any possible craziness on turn 1 pretty quickly compared to everybody else. But yeah, exciting scenes starting the race. And oh no, Scar Logan took a 5-second penalty due to a severe collision, so I wonder what happened there. That's very upsetting. Now Chris Can dives into the pits. It looks like he's on lap 2. He's going to jump in. We'll see what he decides to do as he falls down the order. But that was a bit of a heartbreak for Scar Logan as he has to take a penalty under the safety car. Now, normally, when the safety car is about to come in, there will be a warning, and I feel it gives you enough time to plan ahead when the safety car does come in. But you know, come this part of the track where there's no way the safety car has nowhere to go, but on the track, might as well keep your distance, keep your tires warm, try not to damage anything. And only get close once you start seeing that message of the safety car coming in. We're keeping an eye. We'll see it, for those watching at home, we'll see it on the bottom of the screen beside the Formula 1 logo, as we normally see the little race incidents. We'll see lap 3 under the safety car. I'd love to say there was some lots of action going on so far, but bit of an accident in turn 1. Another 5-second time penalty getting thrown out under the safety car. Safety car is coming in this lap, actually, so we will see some racing very soon. I'll ride with Vito. So he's most likely going to try to push forward. So we're coming around the last corner, letting the safety car come in. Apologies if you're hearing a dog barking. Another 5-second time penalty getting thrown out right at the end. And we're off here, drivers. It looks like Cruz is actually putting a bit of pressure on Vito. They come around turn 1. Mushroom goes wide. Cruz is looking to make that move. Can he make it stick? There, side by side. They touch. They touch, Martin. They touch. Side by side, it looks like Vito still takes the position. Vito still holds that second position away from Cruz, at least for now. Looks like we've got UK Coxie and Sofiane battling it out down this back straight now for that 4th position. A yellow flag in Sector 1. What happened? It looked like that was Spoon, maybe. Oh, and they touch the Red Bull, it looked like Sofiane and UK Coxie, but Sofiane does make the move down around the hairpin, so he jumps into 4th position now. But now we'll jump back on board with Cruz. As he's getting very close to Vito. He's really going to be thinking about making that move, but actually I'm looking at the gaps, and UK Cox, he's very close to Sophie, and he's not giving up on that 4th position. So we'll see what he can do. Looks like they're close. Jump back to Cruz because he's very close to Vito. We're keeping an eye on these two battles. But I don't want to keep looking at one for too long, because I want to see other things going on the track as well. Got to pay attention to all the battles. But Cruz and Vito, they are going down the back straight. Mushroom sets the fastest lap, but we've really only had one true lap of racing, so that does not surprise me. Mushroom's still in 1st. He's taken a pretty big lead now. Looks like Scar Logan was able to get past Azen in that Toro Rosso car, Scar Logan in the Renault car, so he's going to move on with his race. Scar Logan is very fast when he's on, but it looks like, jump into that, looks like Tommy is very close to a Stunik, and he can make that move past, so he jumps into 12th position now on that straight. So Tommy, another fast driver, we've seen him competing for wins, and he's going to try to make his way up the track. We've got a decent amount of battles going on. I see this one over here. We'll jump to Sofiane. Looks like he's battling with Cruz. He wants that last podium position away. He's on those medium tires, Sofiane is, compared to Cruz on the hards. So he might not necessarily have the pace compared to Cruz, but Cruz's tires are going to go off long before. But saying that, Cruz is now putting pressure on Vito. Mushroom now looks like he's kind of started to run away with this race, sending nearly a 2-second gap to Vito. Will Cruz make the move? We just see DRS enabled, but that's good enough for the next lap, probably the next DRS section. Vito went a little wide, so that does open the door for Cruz, but no, nothing will happen just yet. Looks like more drivers are jumping into the pits, from what I can see. Ow. So I'll quickly jump on board with the other Alfa Romeos. Lorenzo Scarfo looks like he's looking to make that move relatively easy on Chill Mo, but they are side by side. Will Chill Mo battle back into this hairpin? Looks like Lorenzo Scarfo makes the move stick fairly easily on Chill Mo. But on that note, it looks like Cruz was able to get past Vito. As I was looking at one move, I missed the other move. Of course, that happens like that. But yeah, Cruz now sitting in 2nd position, and now Vito is being pressured by Sofiane. That Red Bull buying his time, looking to make that move and jump into the last podium position. Quickly jump around. It looks like Scully and Azen are battling it out, and it looks like Scully makes Azen, or whatever it is. Oh man, I'm losing track about who it is. Looks like Scully does make the move stick on Azen in that hairpin, so he gets up into 15th position. So he's going to look to make his way up. Seeing more drivers now into the 7th lap, jumping into the pits. It looks like Mushroom, Vito, they jump into the pits, so that gives Cruz a provisional 1st position now, as we're starting to get into the pit window for those soft tire drivers. Sofiane still keeping pace behind. He's on those medium tires, so he might be able to catch Cruz. Cruz might just be losing a bit of pace now. Those tires starting to wear out. Seeing Chris Can and Chill Mo battling it out. Chris Can does make that move stick on Chill Mo. But Chilmo is battling back. We'll see. No, Chris can keep that move away from can keep that position from Chilmo. Sorry. So Chris Can in 6th position. And he's going to look to catch Scarlo for that 5th position now. Chris Can is our championship leader. Like I mentioned before, as we see Spoon and Scully battling it out, and Spoon does take that position elsewhere on track. Chris Can is the Drivers' Championship leader, like I was saying, so he's looking to get up there. He's on the medium tires, getting very close to Scarlo, so he wants that 5th position. Sofian takes the lead from Cruz as he jumps into the pits now. He's finally tired of those soft tires, along with UK Coxey. So every driver on the grid now, come lap 8, on those medium or those hard tires. So those soft tires only lasted 7 laps, it looks like, from what I can see. And that's even with a safety car, they've only lasted 7 laps. As the gaps are starting to form, let's take a look. Scarlo is still very close to Lorenzo Scarfo, but Sofian, the only one of the top 10 who started on those medium tires, like I mentioned, and he's already have a 4.5 second lead on 2nd position. And here we are, still on board with Scarlo as he's battling Lorenzo Scarfo. Looks like that's the shortest gap from what I can tell right now. We'll give you the onboard as they're going through, just to give you that true experience as we're coming around the last corner. We know this last corner was dangerous in last year's actual German Grand Prix, but Chris Can actually is looking to make a move, as we saw Lorenzo Scarlogan, but Scarlogan does keep that position. And I'll jump with Tommy. Looks like he's getting very, very close to, or he was getting very close to Chilmo for that 5th position. So we'll see if he can make the move. Elsewhere, Mushroom, he started the race on pole, so he's looking to make his way back up. Currently battling with Catastrophic for 8th position, so we'll see. We'll give you the onboard. We'll see if he can make a move. Tommy does pass Chilmo on the track. Will Mushroom make the move stick? He's on the quicker tires from Catastrophic. Can he make it with the braking as he goes through the hairpin? And yes, he does make the move stick on Catastrophic, at least for now. So Mushroom jumps into 8th position. He's looking to make his way back up to the top. I see Chris Can now putting pressure on Lorenzo Scarfo, looking for that last podium position. Chris Can is. He's made his way back up the track now on those 6-lap old mediums. Sofian bumps his lead up to nearly a 6-second lead as he's starting lap 9. And who is that? Somebody's off. Is that Catastrophic? Yes, Catastrophic unfortunately goes off the track. Can he rejoin safely? It looks like he can, but that's heartbreak for Catastrophic on those hard tires, as he's most likely going to have to pit now to change his front wing. And it looks like that's a 2nd front wing pit stop change for Catastrophic, since I believe he was caught in that lap 1 incident. Yeah, so that is heartbreaking for Catastrophic's race, as he needs to dive into the pits, get off those hard tires, but we'll see if he can make something work for him strategy-wise. Chris Can, about as close as ever, and I say that he actually passes Lorenzo Scarfo, but Lorenzo Scarfo isn't going to give up. It looks like he was thinking about making the switchback move, but no, he does not make it work. Here it is. It looks like Chilmo and Estunik are side-by-side, or they were at least. I missed that as Cruz takes a 3-second time penalty, but we've had lots of action in the first 10 laps of this German Grand Prix. Drivers really fighting for every single point they can take, because now more than ever, this is where every point matters. Every driver wants to stay into the hunt for the Drivers' Championship. So everyone's going to come out and race hard and look to get the most possible points they can. Here we are. Looks like Mushroom, actually. He's caught up to Chilmo, and he's going to try to make a move stick right up behind the gearbox, sniffing the exhaust pipe. It looks like he's got DRS. We'll give you the onboard. As can he make the move into turn 1? No, he thinks better of it. He's going to play it. He's going to bide his time. Chilmo does take a 3-second time penalty in the process. But Mushroom, looks like I said, he's going to bide his time. He's got a much better overtaking opportunity down this straight. He'll get the DRS again, and look at that speed that he gets. He just launches himself into that straight, makes the move relatively easily on chill mode long before that hairpin. But can he make it stick? It's very easy to miss your braking zone. Chill Mo is actually fighting back in that hairpin. We'll see if he can actually make something stick, and no, it looks like Mushroom just gets the better traction. And that's 7th position now for Mushroom as Yurisakek DNF. So what happened to him? It looks like oh, he crashed out there, and we have another safety car. So somebody Yurisakek does crash out. Safety car is out. Somebody, 2 drivers. It looks like from what I can see. Yep, there we go. Sofian on those medium tires. He can now dive into the pits, and he gets basically a free pit stop now. Under that safety car, and he already did build a fairly decent lead, and yeah, it looks like everyone is diving into the pits, so Sofian goes on those hard tires. We'll see what the other drivers decide they want to do, but yeah, Sofian gets a nice free pit stop, so he can keep the, well, I say keep the lead, but Stunek now on those 10-lap-old hard tires, he's now taking the lead away from Sofian, but Sofian is on the much fresher tires, it looks like. And that also helps bump Mushroom all the way up to 3rd now. He's on those medium tires, only 5 laps old. But yeah, that puts Mushroom right back in contention for the for the win of this Grand Prix. So normally Mushroom, he does race in Tier 1. He likes to race in Tier 2 as well, as a lot of the Tier 1 drivers do like to do, especially given Tier 1 and the Tier 2 schedules tend to follow the same track order. So it's a nice warm up the day before the actual race for those Tier 1 drivers when they can race Tier 2. And so as long as they don't affect the actual Tier 2 runners, we have no problems with that. But here we are, bit of a sit rep on lap 12. A Stunek in that racing point position is sitting in 1st now, followed by Sofian, who just came out of the pits. He's on the fresh set of hard tires, so he's most likely going to go to the end. Mushroom in that 3rd position, so if the race ended now, he would round out the podium. But luckily for all the other drivers, lots of racing to go. We're not even halfway through this Grand Prix. Looks like lap 12. Yeah, we're not halfway through just yet. We've already had, this is our 2nd safety car of the event. We've had our first safety car. It was on lap 1. After an incident in the first turn, I believe, caused the first safety car to come out. Yurisakek, unfortunately, has to DNF from this race, which caused the 2nd safety car to come out. But here we are, just waiting for the... just waiting for the racing to start up. Wish there was more to say. I'd like to give you stats on the safety car, but I only know so much. Safety car normally tends to lead 100% of the laps it actually races. Just a little bit of a fun stat for everyone at home. But yeah, here we are, waiting behind the safety car. I wish I had more to say here, but there's only so much we can say under the safety car. Here we are. A bit of a shocker, at least for now. There is a lot of racing to go. It's hard to figure out where everybody is given the safety car and the pit stops. Tommy, who's battling Chris Can actually for the drivers' championship, the closest rival, Tommy and Cruz, but Tommy is down in 10th position. Still lots of race to go, but given that Cruz is in 4th, Chris Can is in 6th. Tommy probably not too happy with the 10th position. It's catastrophic. Takes another penalty for a collision with Scully. So I'm a little curious to see what the penalties are going to look like. Mushroom actually takes a 10-second time penalty there for exceeding the track limits. Is the safety car in? Oh, what the heck is going on there on that back straight? It looks like we have was that Mushroom that went way wide? It looks like he completely lost it on the restart. Or was that Chris Can? I'm not too sure, but controversy here on the restart of the safety car on lap 14. Oh my goodness. But Stunik's still in the lead. Cruz in second, and it looks like he's being pressured by Vito. Will he make the move stick? He's going up the hairpin. Spoon retired from the session as he lost it. What happened to Spoon? We have yellow flags out in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Does not look like we have a safety car out from what I can tell just yet. Knock on wood that, I mean, he just went back in. He can't come back out. But what happened to Spoon there? I wish I could have seen that on stream, but unfortunately, we did not catch it. Apologies for everyone at home. But there we are. We have a second DNF from the of the session. I'll jump. It looks like Tommy is just about ready to pass Scarlo. They're battling through this very not spacious center. I'm forgetting my words, but they're still battling. Oh no, and there's some contact, and that sends Scar into the wall. Very unfortunate for Scar as he resets to the track, but he falls down to 13th position. No front wing. He needs to pit. All mayhem has broken loose since the safety car came out. Let's jump to Cruz. It looks like he's very close to Vito for that second position. He's going to go down this straight. He won't have DRS just yet. Is that Scully, it looks like, who lost to turn 1. Oh my goodness, everything is going off now. Cruz is looking to make the move. He throws it to the outside, the inside. Can he keep it under braking? Looks like he can. Vito is not giving up. Oh, but it does look like Cruz does take it. Vito takes a time penalty for, I guess, for good measure, it looks like. But lots of action since the start of the safety car. So I guess this is a trade-off we can have. Not much to talk about with the safety car out, but once it goes in, you know, here we go. This is what we see. Riding on board with Mushroom. It looks like he's battling it out. He goes a little wide into the track. We'll give you the onboard because that camera angle is not great at all, I don't think, other than certain specific circumstances. But we've got a huge battle now for the top 4. Stunik, Cruz, Vito, and Mushroom. And I figure in just a matter of a lap, 2 laps, we'll have Chris Can in that battle as well for the top 5. So great news for Chris Can and Cruz, not so great news for Tommy, who's down in 7th position, and he needs to get a move on. So he's got a 3-second gap to UK Coxey for that 6th position. And is that another Red Bull that's off? Who is that? Is that Alex? Oh no! Alex unfortunately went off, another victim of turn 1. He's backing it up. What is he going to be doing? Is that it for Alex Joe, or is he going to come back on the track? Still lots of racing to go. Bit of damage on the front wing, but there you have it. Another victim of turn 1. Mushroom actually passed Vito in the process. So Mushroom is now up into the last podium position, but will Vito give up that position? I don't think he'll do it so easily. Looks like that's the Red Bull way wide into turn 2. That might be, yep, that's Alex retiring the car there. Not a great weekend for Alex, and he's going to have to regroup next week in that Red Bull car. But yeah, Chris Can now putting the pressure on Vito. It looks like Mushroom is putting the pressure on Cruz, who he himself is actually putting pressure on Stunik. Stunik is on very old hard tires. So we'll see, can Cruz make the move? He pops the DRS open. They're going side by side into turn 2. Can he make the move stick? Long camera angle. Mushroom is also thinking of making the move as well. Can he make it stick? No, he doesn't, but now he's got the DRS on the back straight. Stunik does as well. Can Cruz keep it? We're all 3 seconds away. Mushroom looking to make 1. Can he make the second? We're glitching out. They're side by side, nearly 3 wide. What is going on? Mushroom, does he pass the 2 cars? Yes, he does. Fighting with Cruz, who takes a time penalty for good measure. But look at that. Mushroom, in a span of 1 corner, takes 2 position. And he jumps into the lead of the German Grand Prix on lap 17. Looks like Stunik goes wide. His hard tires are losing. They're screaming at him. He falls into 5th. from first as Chriscan makes the pass as well. But oh my goodness, what a move by ISRL Mushroom. He came to race today, folks, and here he is sitting in first position, Cruz in second and Vito in third, as we finally get a moment to breathe, but maybe not for too long. I see gaps are starting to form, so I'll take this opportunity to jump to Scully. It looks like he's about to pass Catastrophic. Catastrophic actually goes way wide. He goes on the gravel. That's a very tough spot to pass. I'm surprised Scully was able to do it. We'll see what comes out of that because it's very narrow, that section is. So it's very tough. You can just barely fit the two cars. But now Lorenzo Scarfo looks like he's going to try to make that position. But here we are, like less than a second and a half, it looks like, or just over a second and a half, separating the top 4 drivers, I believe, or at least the or the top 3, I believe. Well, top 4 now, because it looks like Chriscan is getting very close. What a battle we have going on for this for the top 4. A big podium battle. We'll see. It's lap 18, so lots of racing to go. But if this is what we can expect for the rest of the race, tune on in, everyone, because this is going to be very exciting. But here we are. Cruz, Mushroom, Vito, Chriscan, in no particular order. Cruz looks like he wants to, get moving, get a bit of revenge on Mushroom for that move he made into the hairpin. He has the DRS, as most of these top 4 do, but Mushroom is just getting away, it looks like, trying to grow this gap. And it looks like now Cruz is also growing, I believe. Yeah, it looks like that's the Haas of Catastrophic, who's going a little bit off now, and he's going to try again one lap down the line. And it looks like, for now at least, but actually I say that, UK Cox and Estunik are battling. Estunik on those 17-lap-old hard tires now. So we'll see how long he stays out. He's now in 6th position. UK Coxie making that move, and he falls from 1st to 6th. He's not giving it up, but I don't know how confident he's feeling with those tires Estunik is, so he might need to jump into the pits fairly soon. Because he keeps falling position after position. Like I said, in a matter of a lap, 2 laps, he went from 1st to 6th. So we'll keep an eye on that. But it looks like Chriscan is getting relatively close to Vito as they're coming around the back straight. Cruz as well. He's thinking about making the move. I'm riding on board a lot with Cruz here, but Mushroom actually goes into the grass. That's going to make him lose lots of time, and that means Cruz can go right up behind him as we come into the DRS section here. This very long straight, less than 2/10 behind Mushroom Cruz is. He pops the DRS, puts it into mode 4, that overtake mode. Will he make the move? He's being squeezed out a little bit. It looks like there's some contact, but Cruz does take the position away, but Mushroom goes for the switchback. They're now side by side. Oh no, they're not side by side, but Mushroom gets the switchback to work, so he successfully defends the first position from Cruz, who's gonna have to try again next lap to make that position work. But here we have it. It looks like I'm seeing a little bit of wiggling around the track. I feel like that's probably a bit of the connection happening, but who knows? But still, what a battle we're having so far. Similar tires, similar wear, similar speed with the drivers. I will say Mushroom and Cruz, they both came out to race. Vito and Chriscan as well. A lot of these drivers did come out for a race in Hockenheim. Nice and clear, no rain so far. Doesn't look like we're going to have the rain. Cruz is very close, nearly side by side. Switches back. He pumps it into mode 5 now. Mode 4 didn't work last lap, so we'll see if mode 5 works. And it looks like he can make the move stick. Mushroom on that mode 4 there doesn't have too much ERS to use compared to Cruz, so he's gonna have to sit back. Takes a a 3-second corner cutting penalty, and that actually that mistake lets Vito pass him on the hairpin as well. So Vito, in that prancing horse Ferrari car, jumps into 2nd position now on lap 21. So he's going to put the pressure on Cruz, but Mushroom as well. He's not going to give up. Those the two Williams cars, they're showing lots of pace here in Hockenheim. But we come into the very narrow section. It looks like, I'm saying that, it looks like he's jumping around everywhere. Vito dives into the pits. He's tired of those medium tires. 14 laps old, those medium tires are. But the other drivers are going to continue. So that gives Cruz a little bit of a buffer to ISRL Mushroom since he was battling Vito. But now we've got a battle amongst teammates, it looks like. But actually, Stunek looks like he's right up close on the first set of medium tires to Azens. Doesn't quite make the move stick on that first turn, but we'll see if he can make something work. Looks like Chris Can is actually passing Mushroom on those hard tires. Stunek makes the move on Azens. But let's take a look. Those William drivers are very close together. I think I'm not too sure if they're in a party, but I think at this point they should be working as a team to try to catch Cruz. So that way they can maybe work for the 1-2 instead of battling each other for the 2-3. But we'll see what they have in store, the Williams do. But Tommy, like I was mentioning, he was able to creep his way back into fourth. So he's got lots of open air, I guess, to drive. He doesn't have that dirty air that the top three are dealing with. So he can just keep his head down and maybe look to battle for a podium position by the end of this race. Mushroom goes into the pits. He's going to get those tires off. Cruz as well. Mushroom takes a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's very unfortunate for him that needs to take that. That promotes Chris Can into the lead. He's on those hard tires. They are 11 laps old. Tommy in second. So here we are. A big gap we have between Chris Can and Tommy. But just like the Drivers' Championship, Chris Can in first, Tommy in second. But we'll have to see how this race goes. Lap 23 out of 34, so we're coming near the final portions of this race. Cruz is looking to make a move on Vito. He throws it to the outside. Can Vito defend into this hairpin? He does have the inside line. They're cutting it very close, side by side, but no, Cruz does have the better traction on the outside line, so he makes that move stick, and that demotes Vito down the fourth position. Elsewhere, Chill Mo makes a move on Azens. That bumps Chill Mo up to seventh position. So far so good for Chill Mo. He's in the points. We're going to look to capitalize on that, maybe grow a bit more. But Azens actually isn't giving up on Chill Mo. He doesn't want that 8th position, albeit he goes wide, but he's still going to fight. Less than 0.2 of a second behind. Oh no, but he actually loses it there. A bit of a commentator's curse. He's sideways on the track. Oh no, what an accident. Oh no, that's UK Coxey out of the race. Oh no. Was that accident with Asians a bit of a racing incident from what I saw? Asians lost it, tried to save it back on the track, but no, that's UK Coxey's race done just like that after what looked to be the collision with Asians on lap 24. Oh my goodness. What events here at the German Grand Prix with 10 laps to go. Very, very unfortunate for UK Coxey in that McLaren. The McLarens just in general are probably not happy since they both unfortunately had to DNF in this race. So no points for the McLaren team in this Tier 2 championship. Looks like Scar Logan and Chill Mo, a bit of a battle. Chill Mo going fairly slow. He has DRS, but he doesn't want to use it. So I'm not too sure if he doesn't know that the DRS is there for him, or if he's got an issue. Let's actually take a look. Oh, I see. It looks like he actually has some damage on his front wing. So heartbreak for Chill Mo, as he's gonna have to deal with that. We'll take a look, and now it looks like the gaps have started to form between the drivers. Not as many battles as we were hoping for now. But we'll see, because Chris Can and Tommy, they might both have to pit. Cruz is on the fastest set of tires, so it looks like he could have a good chance of overtaking Tommy before the end of this race. But as of now, 9 laps to go in the German Grand Prix. No rain so far. We have Chris Can, 85, in provisional first position. Tommy in second. Cruz in third. And then that rounds out the podium, but followed by Vito and Mushroom rounding out the top 5. Well, one thing I can't really speak much of, as I'll ride with oh no, That's Chill Mo, actually DNF's going into the pit lane, so I'm not too sure if that was on purpose or accidental, but that's unfortunate for Chill Mo with 9 laps to go. That's his race done, just like that. But looks like we have Scully battling with Azens now for that last point position. Scully makes a switchback move work, and that actually promotes him into 10th position. That's that work there, and that knocks Azen down to 11th position in that Toro Rosso car. So he's gonna have to get a move on if he wants to get any points this race. And even Scully, if he wants to get more than 1 point, he's gonna have to put the pedal to the metal. Might have to save some ERS though, since he's doesn't have too much left in the tank to go. Elsewhere, it looks like Cruz is very, very close to Tommy. They're going side by side as they're about to jump into the hairpin. Cruz does make the move stick. Tommy thinks about making the switchback, but actually thinks better of it. I think he's going to try to push again. They're going to stay very close and see maybe in the start-finish straight if he can do anything. Azen jumps into the pits. He's on 20-lap old hard tires, so they were just screaming at him to come off. But I think at this point he can put on the soft tires and be safe, so he can put his head down and push for a fastest lap for some overtakes before the end of this race. Chris Can 19, he jumps into the pits now as well. So here we have it. It looks like Cruz will be able to pass Chris Can 19, but Chris Can 19 will most likely be on those soft tires to finish the race. Tommy jumps in as well, so he might have a battle between Tommy and Chris Can. But for now, Cruz is in first, Vito in second, and Mushroom in third. But maybe not for long, as it looks like Mushroom wants to make a move on Vito. And I can actually see here, Chris Can already makes the move on a Stunik on those soft tires. So Chris Can definitely gonna be, he's running now. He wants to get that. He wants to get that win. And he does have the speed. He's got the tires. Ball's in his court now. With on lap 27 out of 34, 7 laps to go, I believe now, if my math serves me right. I do math for a living, but yet I still can't figure out basic math, like how many laps are to go. But here we are, lap 27, riding on board with Mushroom as he's looking to battle with Cruz. Brings it down to 1.5 tenths. Going through this narrow section. We'll give the onboard just so we can watch the move happen. I see Lorenzo's getting very close to Sophie and for the battle for 7th as well, but I want to pay attention on this podium battle. Mushroom has lots of ERS. He's not going to do it. Oh, it looks like he does send it. Vito goes very slow, right in the back of the gearbox. He might actually send it in this turn 2 before the straight. They're side by side. There's contact, and Mushroom spins. Oh no, Mushroom spins. He throws it into the wall. I hope that didn't break any wing, but that bumps Mushroom down to 5th position. Wow, what battles we've had here. Lots of contact, lots of elbows out in the race, but Mushroom falls down to 5th position now. Very, very upsetting for Mushroom, but still only lap 28. We're near the end of the Grand Prix, but you just have to keep running. But I'll keep an eye on the battles for the lead. I do see Lorenzo. I mean, he's losing a bit of time now. He's on those soft tires. He's looking to battle Catastrophic. We'll give the onboard very, very close, throwing it down the inside on that last turn. It looks like he can make the move stick with those softer, fresher tires. But he's got a ways to go to catch Scully for that last point position. We'll have to monitor that and see if he can close up the gap. I've been keeping an eye on Tommy. I believe he started with a 10-second gap down to 7. But I'm not too sure if that's going to be enough time to catch Mushroom for that 5th position. Who's actually very close behind a Stunik, right around the same place where he lost it last lap. So we'll see. He's going to try it again. Can he have better results as he throws it down the inside? And it looks like, yes, he does have better results this time around against a Stunik than he did last lap. I don't think a Stunik's going to give up, though. Looks like they're battling nearly side by side, I believe. No, a Stunik just passes them straight with DRS. So a Stunik does manage to keep that 4th position. Scarlow jumps into the pits, so that could be a bit of a blessing for Aizen, depending on how quickly Scarlow spends in that pit lane. But it looks like this battle for 4th might be the closest battle we have so far between Mushroom and Astunik. And weirdly enough, Tommy on those softer tires, he's actually losing time to this battle. I do have to say, so Tommy definitely gonna have to start running a little bit faster. Pop that overtake mode as Mushroom throws it around the outside in this very he goes wide. Can he manage to keep it? Yes, he does manage to keep it, and it looks like Mushroom does make the move stick on Astunik on lap 30. So he jumps into 4th. Catastrophic retires from the session, and we have a virtual safety car after Catastrophic retires. Is this? Can we see it with Vito? What happened? What happened to Catastrophic? Let's was he another victim of turn 1? What happened here? Oh, and he goes he's a little bit on the outside there. I'm not too sure. I'll try to get a better look at it. But what happened? Oh no, Lorenzo has to slow down. He must have been going a little bit too fast. But no, Catastrophic. That's it. That's all. DNFs down to 11 runners with 4 laps to go in this race under the virtual safety car. So hopefully it doesn't last for too long. But this could mean Astunik and Mushroom, we might have a good battle coming into the last few laps. Cruz in the lead, Mushroom in second, Criscan rounds out the top 3. Cruz has a nice little, just about a 5-second gap to Vito. So barring a bit of a crazy event, it looks like Cruz 9K might be geared to potentially take the win here at Germany. 3 laps to go now of this Grand Prix. And it looks like we're back to racing now. As from what I can see, the virtual safety car has ended. Criscan looks like he's trying to close the gap to Vito for that 2nd position. Let's actually right on board with Criscan. Looks like he might be this might be the best battle we can see. Mushroom 3 seconds behind. Criscan biding his time now. No DRS just yet in the race since the virtual safety car just went away. But we'll see. He's very close to Vito. It is just around a second now. Lorenzo Scarfo has to jump into the pits with 3 laps to go. So that's very unfortunate for him. I don't think his strategy worked out exactly the way he wanted it to. But we'll see what kind of tires he can put on now. As we're still riding with Criscan, as we're watching the battle here for 2nd position for those of you just tuning in. Okay, but here we are, less than a second now. It looks like Criscan's closing up. He does have DRS now, so we'll see if he can make the move stick. We'll give you the onboard with Criscan. He is our championship leader. He wants the points. I believe he is a very close rival with Cruz. Yes, Cruz is in 3rd. Only 7 points separate the top 3 in the drivers' championship for Tier 2. So if Cruz takes the win here, that's very good for him in the championship after this 9th race. And here we have Criscan. Won't necessarily make the pass on Vito. Looks like there was a bit of contact in that hairpin as Sofiane sets the fastest lap for the Red Bull on those soft tires. So we'll see if Sofiane can actually get that extra point for the Red Bull Racing and for his driver championship total there. But here we are, Criscan very close to Vito. 2 laps to go, or maybe 3 laps, 2 laps to go. We'll find out soon enough. I'm keeping an eye on the lap count. We're watching the action. Less than about 5/10 to go, but he will have DRS going down this straight. I think now we have 2 laps to go as they cross the line. Lap 33 and lap 34. Criscan running out of time to make this move stick. But we will have to see if he can make something work on these last 2 laps against ISRL Vito. 4/10 now is the gap. And Vito goes on the grass a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't lose him too much time. Criscan needs to conserve a bit of VRS here. It looks like he doesn't have too much. but he's going to try to use it to close the gap on Vito. Vito, he's conserving ERS because he can do that. Cruz 19 has kind of run away. He's created a gap now, but our focus is on Chris Can and Vito. This battle for second place. We'll give the nice little broadcaster views, at least for now. We don't necessarily see too many moves be made in this section, although this game and this race today actually has surprised us. But here we are, lap 33, about to start lap 34, and it looks like Mushroom is starting to close the gap as well. So, we might see a 3-car battle into the last lap. Mushroom, Chris Can, and Vito. But here we are as we're coming around the last lap. Vito has been pushing. He's had the ERS to push. Mushroom takes another time penalty. Very unfortunate for him, but he's closing the gap as well. He has ERS to burn. We'll see down this back straight. Chris Can has conserved a bit of ERS, but he's gonna have to hope for a miracle now. The gap is closed, and he's actually gonna have to fight off Mushroom maybe for that last podium position. I'm not too sure. This is right around the time. Oh no, Mushroom sends it way wide in the braking. Tries to make the move, but a little too excited to get that move to stick. But he goes wide, and but unfortunately for Chris Can, that might mean that second position is all but gone now. So it looks like we'll take a look and see. It looks like Cruz is actually coming around the last few corners. I don't want to miss any moves in this battle between Mushroom and Chris Can. The battle of the Williams. They're very, very close. He throws it down the inside. Oh no, and it actually looks like Mushroom loses it a little bit. There might have been contact. Creates a yellow flag. And that looks like that's it for the battles, unless Stunek can make any moves. Cruz takes the win. Chris Can actually takes second over Vito in the penalties. Stunek jumps Mushroom for fourth. Mushroom now sitting in fifth. And we'll see Tommy, when he crosses the line, that actually bumps him into fifth position now. Mushroom took a lot of penalties, it looks like. We'll see, is Sophia going to jump Mushroom as well as he crosses the line very shortly? Let's take a look and see. No, that's good enough for seventh. Very, very close. It looks like Lorenzo Scarfo and Sully had a bit of a battle there, as I caught right at the end. Scully looking for that 8th position in that Mercedes car, but doesn't make it stick. But we'll see. Will the penalties play an effect? Lorenzo crosses the line. That's good for 8th. No, Scully does pass him. And it looks like Scarlo passes Lorenzo Scarfo as well by 8/100ths of a second on penalties. Wow. What a race we had here at the German Grand Prix. We had everything. Safety cars, virtual safety cars, overtakes, spins, DNFs, battles for the lead, like, you name it, we had at this race. I was hyped. I was excited. I hope everyone out here enjoyed watching it as well, as we're going to sit and watch the podium here. Looks like there you have it. Cruz takes the win, and that might actually promote him to the lead of the Drivers' Championship. He was only 7 points behind Chris Can 19 going into this race, but yet now he gets those 25 points for the win, and he's celebrating hard with the Williams and the Ferrari there. What a race! What a race! Good race by Cruz. Vito as well, coming in second, had a very strong race from him. Was under pressure. He kept his cool. But there you have it. Or actually, with I might have to do some math here. 25, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, look at that! I just did my math. Like I said, I do math for a living, but yet couldn't figure out basic math. That actually ties Cruz and Chris Can in the championship, if my calculations serve me right. Tommy, he comes in fifth, it looks like here, from what we can see. So that sort of affects his championship a little bit. Lots of penalties, but there we have it. Cruz in first, Chris Can in second, Vito in third. Stunek, Tommy, Mushroom, Sophian, Scully, Scarlo, and Lorenzo Scarfo round out the points positions. Lots of DNFs, but there you have it. thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I had a great time. I hope everyone at home had a great time as well. If you liked what you saw, got excited, want to see more, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Right beside that subscribe button, there's a bell. Hit that, you'll get notified of every single upload, stream, whatnot that we have going on. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the race as much as I did. Enjoy, we'll see you tomorrow for Tier 3 and Tier 1. Have a good night, and this is Fallen Monkey signing off.